A very good morning. This is Raza Abbas. I'm speaking today on steering career transitions nationally and globally. This webinar is brought by the University of Arizona, the U of A Alumni Career and Professional Development Lab. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to address the diverse audience of this webinar. Before I actually start my presentation, I would like you to focus on this picture. Take a pause and reflect on what does this picture come into mind. Imagine yourself standing over here trying to navigate the career transitions as they come across in your career. So when you look at this picture very carefully, what comes into your mind? This picture is a question mark. It is a question mark on our careers, on our career transitions. However, once we are able to solve the question mark and navigate the career transitions effectively, our careers are more meaningful, they have more purpose, they have more passion, and we can actually make a difference to humanity across the globe and nationally. My name is Raza Abbas. I represent Pathway Global Career Institute. Currently, I am privileged to serve on 3 global career development associations. I'm the country director of Pakistan for the Asia Pacific Career Development Association. I'm the director of Pakistan for the Asian Regional Association for Career Development. And last but not the least, the editorial board member for IAVG, the International Association for Educational and Vocational Guidance. I was humbled to receive the Outstanding Career Practitioner Award by the Asia Pacific Career Development Association in 2017. And I am really privileged to be invited to speak on career development in 6 continents of the world. I had the privilege and the honor to graduate from the University of Arizona in 2004, doing my BS in Business Administration and my Bachelor's of Arts in 2006. So what is this webinar? Before going into detail, I'd like to share the overview of this webinar. I'll be talking about career transitions, the career transition process, career reflection, the 4 keys for career transitions, the self-reflection activity, the business startup checklist, the trend spotting, the global tips, and last but not the least, the career development associations, and we'll leave some time for Q&A. So what are the learning objectives of this webinar? First of all, how to choose or change your career for a lifetime of satisfaction and success. So the webinar's purpose is not to have a short-term solution, but how to have a longevity of career success. How do you get there from your current position? Oftentimes people say, what is the first step that we should do to reach to the desired position that we wish for us and for our families and for our loved ones? How to design your future career for living a life you love? Are you looking for a career or are you looking for a job? Now, it's before I go into the details of career transitions, what is career transition? What does it mean to have a career transition? So it's very important to actually share with the audience that what does it mean to do a career transition. So career transition is the process of finding and moving into a new career. So if you are currently working at an XYZ organization and you are planning to switch for a new career, that will be a career transition. There is no set period of time for career transition and no limit to the number of times you might decide to change. So people can change as many times as they want till they find that niche that they are passionate about, that they can make a difference. That's an engaged workforce. Now, what is the process? Now, my way of transmitting knowledge, and when I speak across the globe, I like to make the audience reflect a lot. So the first question is that I want you to ask from yourself is self-awareness. Who am I? Do you have self-awareness? What are your strengths? What are your areas of improvements? What triggers you? What ignites you? Number 2, how do I get there? What is your desire? What is your ultimate career objective that you want to aspire to reach in a given time, in 1 year, in 2 years, in 6 months, in So there should be a specific deadline per se, so that it's much more meaningful. Third is, what shall I do? Career planning is very important. What are the ingredients that I need to do so I can reach the place that I desire for myself? And last but not the least, where am I going? A lot of people, they just come and they wake up in the morning and they go to the job, or they go to for their careers, but there's no meaning in life, and they are just going through the 9 to 5 or the 9 to 9 job every day, and there's absolutely no direction. So where are you heading? What is your purpose in life? What is your meaning in life? What is your career calling? Have you actually thought about that or not? So, moving on, are you aware of your career aspirations? Did you have the opportunity to talk to a career counselor or a career coach, that what are your career aspirations? Second of all is, do you know what you are passionate and skilled in? Now, there's a difference between passion and skill. You can be passionate about numerous things, but if you are skilled in your passion, that will eventually lead you to a career opportunity. What is your current career transition challenge? That is very important. You need to identify what is your challenge that you currently are facing at your career, and what are the obstacles you believe are preventing you to achieve a smooth career transition. So you need to know what is stopping me to go to the next level. So now, there are four keys for career transitions, making it easier, and sharing you a roadmap per se on how can you figure out a smooth and a productive career transition. The first one is explore. You need to reflect on who you are, what are your values, what ignites you, what makes you happy, what adds joy to your career. Think about why you want a career change. People say they are often very drastic and very speedy when it comes to career change. So have you actually thought about that? Consider and evaluate your career options. So if you plan to go ahead with this career change, what are the pros and what are the cons? So points to reflect. Number one is, there are no opportunities to grow and learn at your current organization. Are you in this type of a position where you are currently working, that you are totally stagnant and there's no opportunity for you to grow? Is there lack of integrity by superiors? Now, this is an important one. How is your relationship with your supervisor, with your boss? Are you a likable person with him or her? If not, that can really make your career sabotage. Is there a lot of micromanagement at your organization? Is there a lack of trust and disrespect? Is there is Are you working at an organization that is disengaged? That can really make your life miserable, unfortunately. Are you aiming for a better compensation or a new career designation? Now, there's a big difference. Oftentimes, people switching jobs. Oh, my current salary is not that enough, and I wish I could have more. I wish I could make more dollars. But does having a better compensation add joy? No. It is very important that a career designation that is more meaningful, that you can actually engage, has a very excellent work culture, engage workforce, excellent supervisor, so that you can actually contribute and you are actually doing what you eventually wish to do, and aiming for a positive work environment and engaging culture. A lot of organizations do not have a positive work environment, unfortunately, and they don't have an engaging culture, and that totally makes your life miserable. So you need to make sure, when you are making this career transition for your first step, when you explore, these are very important pointers to reflect. Second is experiment. Be willing to try out new things. It is called the growth mindset. Uh, for example, be willing to volunteer in your profession and willing to accept tiny responsibilities. So I'll give you an example. For example, a client calls you. I saw your profile on LinkedIn, and I was just wondering if you want to take a tiny responsibility, maybe perhaps write a report or write a proposal or maybe give a presentation. I was just wondering whether you will be happy to take this assignment or not. So they know that the responsibility is tiny, but they are looking for your flexibility. So if unfortunately you turn that down, that shows that you are not open to change. Your acceptance to change is minimal. So always say yes to that. Are you Do you keep building new connections on LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a very powerful tool. I'm not sure how many of you are on LinkedIn, but it is important that you are in a contributing mode. So just being on LinkedIn is the first step, but you need to be visible. You need to add value every single day. So join groups on LinkedIn as per your career interests. You can join so many groups. So I think initially the best way to do that is join 5 to 10 groups of your interests, whether you're in HR, whether you're in marketing, whether you're in entrepreneurship, whether you're in accountancy. So just look for those groups on LinkedIn and then start adding value. Follow influencers on LinkedIn of your field and comment on their posts. Have you tried being an entrepreneur at your current job? Now, what is an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is a person who is very passionate to bring innovation within your career role. So innovation within your career role. So this is a person who has a lot of entrepreneurship skills, but he is adding value to the organization while he's still at the organization and just being more innovative about it. So I will recommend you to read more about entrepreneurship, and that will entrepreneurs are always welcomed at organizations as compared to entrepreneurs. So something for you to look further. Engage. Engaging will help you to find and brand yourself into your new role. How often do you engage? And engagement is very important. It increase your visibility and engagement. Post at least once daily on LinkedIn. Now, what is the best time to post? Usually at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, or whichever time zone you are currently based in. So 8 to 9 a.m. will be the best time, or usually in the evenings, 7 to 8 p.m. I know some people who post twice a day, but initially starting off once a day will be more than will be perfect. One of the most important things is unlearn old skill sets and learn new ones. Have the willingness to learn, unlearn, and relearn. That is the key. If you want to have a smooth career transitions, then you need to be able to identify what are the traits that are not adding value to you, and you need to unlearn those, and you need to add, and you need to have the flexibility to learn new skills so that you can have an impact in your career. Expand, deliver, and thrive in your new career role. So, for example, now you have finally received a career opportunity that you are very passionate about. Now, what is next? Do you just say, "Oh, I got a great opportunity"? What do you do now? You need to be proactive. You need to take initiatives, and you need to develop work allies. Those times are gone where you are just living in silos and you are just contributing as an individual and have no contact with the team. So you need to be an excellent team player. You need to be likable. You need to have excellent interpersonal skills, make allies, and be the go-to person at your new organization. You need to consolidate and expand your capabilities. So continue to reflect on your career journey, what worked and what didn't. So this is the constant process of continuous improvement, as the Japanese form of management often says kaizen. So you're constantly reflecting on how you can be better. So now we focus on a very important activity, and that is called self-reflection activity, both for your current job as well as for your business, if you are currently doing self-employed business as well. So what's working in your current employment? There must be something that is currently working, right? You need to write that down. Okay, some examples is, I have a good boss, I have a good supervisor, I have a proper job description, I have a very good mentor, I have excellent work allies, I have a job that has very clear KPIs, key performance indicators. My professional development training is taken care of by my employers. I know exactly what I want to do in the next 6 months or 1 year. There's a lot of career clarity. So that is the ideal situation. I know that doesn't happen by most employees. On a lighter note, what's not happening, I think that's more easier for people to relate to. They will often say, my life is getting very, very interesting with my supervisor. He doesn't listen to me. Whatever ideas I have, he or she knocks them down. I don't have a proper job description per se. There's no performance appraisal mechanism. There are no team activities. We are absolutely clueless where the organization is going. So just giving you some pointers for you to think upon. Self-employment. I'm not sure how many of you are actually currently doing self-employment. If you are, how is that working? When was the last time you were able to get a paycheck for your services through self-employment? Was that paycheck for a short duration of work? Was that for a long duration of work? Are there any possibilities of getting some more self-employment? How is your current client management with that respective client? And what's not working with your self-employment? So you can often say that, my current self-employment I need to invest some more money into it. I need to increase the visibility. I need to invest more in the brand. I need to make some more connections. So that's for you to think about. Third, oftentimes people talk a lot about careers, but they don't talk about lifestyle. Now, lifestyle is very important. How fit are you? Are you able to manage your weight? I know a lot of people that are very competent in the past that I have had the opportunity to coach. Being overweight, with all due respect, that was a challenge for them. And it's very important to be agile, and it's very important to be fit. So you need to have that acceptance of seeing what are the areas that you need to do in your lifestyle to be more agile, more fit, more quicker in your at your respective workplace. Because currently, what employers require is someone who can do the job really fast. So if unfortunately your lifestyle does not permit you to work fastly, that could be a hindrance in your career transition. And what's not working, again, there are some people that take care of their weight, that take care of their fitness very well, and that adds a lot of agility to their career. So you are the person you are the best judge to actually evaluate that. Financials. When you do a career transitions, it is very important to see, when I eventually do the career transition, do I have emergency funds to last for 6 months or maybe a year? If I Because currently the job market is not ideal. It will take some time before you actually get the paycheck. So based on the responsibilities that you have for your loved ones or for yourself, how can I carry on my own? How much money do I have? How much money markets or how much CDs have I invested, and what is the rate of return? Will I be able to manage this difficult time? What is the positive? Once I leave the organization, how much money am I expected to get? Calculate that, mention that on a spreadsheet, and that will help you plan for your career transition more effectively. Supportive people. I think one of the key things that I've learned in my career, in my inspirational career, I've met some really great people from all over the world. They have been very supportive, and I'm very blessed to have that. So do you have those people from different walks of life that can really give you that endurance of resilience, that positivity, that hope, that you can do that. You just need one yes to eventually get the opportunity that you had dreamed for such a long time. So you need to identify those people, and you need to meet with them on a regular basis. So who are your supportive people at your current organization, at your university, at your professional associations that you're currently in? Identify them, meet with them, go for coffee, go for lunch, go for a happy hour, anything that you can connect with them and share that, this is what I'm facing. How can you help me?
it is very important to talk with them on a frequent basis. And who are the people that are not supporting you? That's also important to identify. Which are the people that have given you a very difficult time at the workplace? You need to stay away from negativity, because that will affect you. Last but not the least, coach and mentor. Who has been your career coach or a mentor? Have you been able to address that? Career coach is a very growing phenomena. Like other professions, career coaches is a reality. You need a person who is specialized in careers, who specialized in career transitions, who can tell you exactly on what you need to do, who can listen to you actively, and who can empathize with you and give you a direction that what are the steps that are required from today in the next 6 months that will eventually take you to the position that you have expected for yourself. And so you need to be able to identify those areas of support, whether it's career coach or whether it's a mentor. So I hope this was useful. And now going to the next step is a business startup checklist. A lot of people say, this 9 to 5 or 9 to 9 job is not working out, and I'm going to try out business, and I'm going to try out self-employment. Well, this is good, but before you actually put your foot in the big Atlantic Ocean, you need to see what are you getting yourself into. Business, not to scare you away, it is an excellent phenomena of generating money, but those people that are successful in business are those that have actually thought about different perspective and what are the things that they need to do right now. So first of all, for your business startup, do you have a business card? If not, there are various organizations, there are various websites that you can get free business cards for a very nominal fee, like hardly any fee. Second of all, for your business, it is very important to have a dedicated phone line that is exactly about your business. You can have a personalized phone line as well, a dedicated email. And the most important aspect of having a business is your business plan. Now that's the most difficult part. I know in the US there are various organizations, associations that can help you draft a business plan. So you can just do a Google search of your respective city and state, that where can I get expertise or advice on business plan writing. And I know at the University of Arizona there are also workshops at the career center as well, if I'm not mistaken. So take advantage of those, and that will be a first step of how to write a business plan. What is your idea? How will your idea generate money? Is it a social idea? Is it a business idea? Who is your customer? What is your target audience? Who are your competitors? These are just simple questions for you to get the ball rolling. So I hope you will be able to relate to that. Um, uh, Moving on is the logo. Branding and marketing is very important. So your organization, what does your organization stand for? What is So I will recommend, whichever business you are getting yourself into as a business, look at the competitors of that business and what are their logos, what are their taglines, right? And try to um, be a bit different, but learn from their wisdom on what has worked for them, and then incorporate that in your business. Marketing is very important in today's very fast-paced social media world. It's all about being visible. So, have you thought about hiring a professional designer who can develop your nice brochures, your banners, your standees, your e-flyers on social media? So you need a lot of marketing collateral per se to develop your business from scratch. Social media presence. Do you have a YouTube channel? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? So I would recommend hire an intern at a university, or maybe a high school student who is very very social media friendly, and that can help you to add the noise factor and to make your brand visible. So the more visible you are, the more social media presence you have, the much better it will be for you to add new income as well. So again, when I mention the checklist, just mention all the things that I mentioned. Mention yes, no, don't know. At least, so this is just a readiness of where do you currently stand. A lot of people just say, "Oh, I want to do business," and they just get into it, and they have absolutely no clue what they are getting themselves into. So this is just a nice way to just to see on what are the things that are expected for you to do successful in the business. Fee schedule. I know I help a lot of entrepreneurs from all over the world. Every country has different startup schedules for starting up your small businesses. So I'm not sure what's current rate going for startups in the US. I would recommend contact your respective state and ask the business council that if I want to start up my new business and I want to register it with the state, how much does it cost? What is the fee schedule? And that will help you add to the credibility, because a lot of people ask, is your business registered with the government, with the state? And that will just add to the credibility. When you will start your business, where will you do the business? Will it be in house? Will it be at a location, at a private organization? Will it be at a premises? How much will it cost? Will it be on rent? Will you buy it? These are all questions that you need to be very comfortable with, right? So the more reflection you will do, the much better it will be for your business. Do you need any equipment? I know a lot of people that go into the media industry, they need a camera, they need a mic, they need a lot of electronic gadgets, and that's expensive. The wise way to do that is that if you are currently at a university and you are a media student, so the best way is just utilize the media lab and say, I'm just doing an assignment for my career project, and that is an excellent way to build your business, right? I think universities are the best platforms for change. Why? Because you have all the resources that you can ever imagine in the world, and you don't have to pay a dime. You are paying the tuition, so these are the resources that you can entail. License. Does your business require a license? If yes, what is the license procedure? How much does it cost? Insurance as well. Again, you should be able to know how much does the insurance cost. What is the startup investment? And last but not the least, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of clients, a lot of my students, they get so excited with all this entrepreneurship work, gig work. It's called the gig economy these days. They get up all this business startup, but they have nothing in writing, and that makes them vulnerable to stress. So whenever you have any consulting assignment for any work, you need to make sure that you have a contractor and an employee agreement, that what are the terms of conditions, what is expected from my side and what is expected from your side, and how much professionally will I be awarded for my professional services. Simple. So that should be crystal clear on a paper with your social security mention on it, and with the signatures, with the date, with the official letterhead of the company. So that is a binding contract. A lot of people, when they are starting up their business, they actually miss this component, and that makes their business not able to sustain. So again, when you are going through the business startup checklist, just mention yes, no, or you don't know. So these are very, very important tested mechanisms for you to have a smooth career transition if you plan to do a business startup. Now, moving on to a very interesting idea for career transitions is trend spotting. Now, what is trend spotting? Economists and futurists make their living spotting trends, believe it or not, and they make a lot of money. On a lighter note, so besides reading what they write and watching news reports, you can learn to spot relevant trends by observing what's changing around you and reflecting on what those changes mean. Listen to what other people are saying, friends, your family, your colleagues, and your community members. So, what is the best way to know what's happening in your profession? So, I would like to give you a very valuable resource, the World Economic Forum. This is the leading platform in the world that shares various trends of different professions. So I'm sharing you the link. I will recommend all of you to subscribe to this. This is free of cost. And whichever industry or profession that you belong, just click that and you will start getting the trends of that as well. Another thing that you can do is, whichever profession that you are in, for example, you are in computer science, just go on Google, mention computer science latest trends of 2019. Bingo, you get you exactly know what's happening today, right? In my field of career development, what are the latest trends? It's hope based career development. Another latest trend is brain based career development. So I constantly update myself of what's happening currently. How do I equip my clients across the globe that I am privileged to coach them? How do I give my clients the latest terminologies, the latest best practices, so that they can really have a meaningful life? So whatever profession that you are, just do a Google search on your respective profession and the trends. And the other thing that I mentioned is the World Economic Forum. So then you will exactly know where is the demand, and that then you weave that into your experience and hopefully focus on those career opportunities for your career transition. Okay, now going to the global aspect. A lot of people say, I've tried a lot of jobs in the US. I now need to be the more of the adventurous career seeker, career professional. So how do I go about searching for places that I've never heard of? So the best thing to do is, I would recommend all of you to take a public speaking course. I know it's offered at a community college, it's offered at a university. That can really do wonders for you. I mean, when I was studying at the University of Arizona, my first course that I did, I always wanted to do something different. I took a public speaking course, and I had the privilege to ace that course. I had the highest marks in that. Was, if you can speak passionately about your chosen field, you are automatically more employable than the normal people. So the first thing is, if you want to go global, learn the language of that respective city or that respective country. Number one. Number two is, learn to be confident when you speak as well. And the wisest thing to do is, I'm sharing a very important link called conferencealerts.com. This is the world's largest platform of all national and global conferences of your profession. So this will help you understand about a new region with low risk and can link to possible new career opportunities. So what I would recommend you to do is, when you go to this website, just when you go on conferencealerts.com, on search, mention your profession. So finance, all finance jobs will come up. HR, all HR conferences will come up. Marketing. So depending on whatever profession you are, those conferences will come up. Then you should apply at least 3 to 4 months in advance, right? Submit an abstract, and then hopefully, if you write the abstract well, that abstract will be accepted, and then you will be asked to present. Most of these conferences, it's basically self-funding. You have to invest in these conferences on your own. But it's worth it. I mean, you will meet a lot of international people, you will meet a lot of national people, and that is a great way of networking. So I will strongly urge you to submit a paper at an international conference, or if you don't want to go to international conference immediately, maybe a national conference will be a good step. Be visible on LinkedIn, connect with global professionals, as I mentioned before. Identify your desired country to relocate. Conduct informational interviews on LinkedIn with professionals. That's a great way to know about the profession. And join global career development associations. That is an excellent way to know about the profession in a very enlightened way. Now, what are some of the global career development associations that I would recommend the distinguished webinar participants that are listening to me right now? The first one is based in the United States. It's the National Career Development Association. They are the largest and one of the most prestigious career development associations that have been in the US for more than 50 years. They have an international conference every year as well. That is usually held in June. So I'm sharing the website. I will urge you to visit them. They also have a once you become a member, they have a job portal as well where various job opportunities are advertised. Second of all is the Asia Pacific Career Development Association. Now, this association, if you want to relocate to Asia or the Asia Pacific region, so about 20 countries are listed here. So countries from Singapore to Sri Lanka to Malaysia to New Zealand to Australia to Philippines are all listed there, and different country directors of those respective countries are available. You can schedule a time to meet with them. You can also join their membership. Again, these are very nominal, but the benefits of networking are immense. So, another great tool I like to as a seasoned career practitioner, I like to share a lot of resources with my clients, with my participants, so they actually get a good understanding of the opportunities that are available for them. And the APCDA has an international conference every year. This year, the conference is being held in Vietnam. So, if you want to, Vietnam is an emerging economy. There are a lot of opportunities available there. Again, an excellent opportunity for you to just attend the conference. You still have time to register. It's in May, and I'm sharing the link over there as well. Coming to my conclusion of my talk, when you do career transitions, when you are in a position of going for a career transition, it's not easy, but it's not impossible. I mean, as a career practitioner, I have experienced career transitions significantly in my inspirational career, and believe it or not, it's every time that I've made a career transition, it has been a inspiring move because I actually went through a lot of steps of reflection, and I still do whenever I get a new opportunity. Don't just jump into the transition very quickly. Take the time to reflect, take a time to seek an appointment with a career practitioner, with a career coach. Listen, who can listen to you actively and who can give you a sense of purpose and sense of direction. So this book, Mindset by Dr. Carol S. Dweck, how can you fulfill your career? How can you fulfill your potential in your business, in your parenting, in your school, and in your relationships? This is an amazing book. It talks about the growth mindset, and for a career transition, it is absolutely imperative for you to have a growth mindset. If you are unfortunately a bit not willing to learn and unlearn, and if you are a bit sadly a bit rigid, that will make your career transition absolutely impossible. So you need to be very flexible. It's for your own betterment. Learn to accept change very calmly and be willing to learn and unlearn and relearn, as I mentioned earlier as well. It is for your own betterment, so that this transition is done in a much more smoother manner. I will love to schedule a career coaching appointment with the webinar participants exclusively. The University of Arizona has been a great experience when I was here and during my college days. I had an excellent experience, and I would like to give back to my to the alumni of this great institution. So those participants that actually listen to this webinar, I'm offering an exclusive 25% discount for a career coaching appointment. You can schedule a time with me by sending an email on RA Pathway Global at rapathwayglobal.org, or and I will strongly urge you to connect on LinkedIn. Yeah, I look forward talking to you in person. And this formally concludes my webinar presentation. It was an honor and a privilege to share whatever I have learned and whatever that has worked for me in the past in more than a decade. And I wish you nothing but the best. And I will end with a very inspirational words of wisdom. Never give up. The best is yet to come. Bear down and go Cats. Thank you.